Hey, this is Herman Luttman. You're watching No Enemies Here, Wargaming News. Enjoy!
Thin Red Line Games, 1985, Under an Iron Sky. Designers are Marco Cimino and Fabrizio Vianello. The artists are Eleonora Olivares and Fabrizio Vianello. This is a hex and counter game. Kevin from the Big Board Gaming is doing an unboxing. Check out the other section. We get in this game is 3 95 by 65 centimeter and 2 31 by 24 centimeter maps. This is depicting Central Europe from Denmark to Northern Italy. 2,000 plus counters representing Warsaw Pact and NATO combat and support units. A rule book, a scenario book, and 18 charts and table sheets in full color. GMT, Bayonets and Tomahawks. This is a strategic French and Indian war game designed by Marc Rodrigue and developed by Barry Setzer. Timescale for this game, 3 weeks per campaign turn. The map scale is point to point. Unit scale, brigades, 2 battalions or 1,500 men. Naval squadrons, 5 ships of line plus transports. War parties, 3 to 600 men. Artillery, 4 batteries or field siege guns. Number of players, 2, adaptable to team play, 2 teams of 2. What we get in this game are a 22 by 34 inch mounted map game board, 40 supply tokens, 149 extra thick cardboard playing pieces of various shapes, 1 player raid sheet, 5 scenario setup sheets, a sheet of markers, rulebook, 2 sets of custom 6-sided dice, and a small fabric bag to draw pieces. And the pictures you are seeing here are for playtesting. Victory Point Games, Frank Chadwick's European Theater of Operations Volume 1, Thunder in the East, the Second World War on the Russian Front, 1941 to 1944. Thunder in the East is a strategic level World War II East Front war game. Game time is 8 to 12 hours. This is a 2-player game, also playable solitaire. Included in this game is one 49 by 41 paper map in 4 sections, 13 sheets of 1,050 plus game pieces, 16 player aid sheets and mats, 59 cards, 3 books, that is 1 rule book, 1 scenario book with historical notes, and 1 reference book, 7 6-sided dice, 4 standard dice, and 3 custom close support dice. Additionally, you can go on the Victory Point's website and look at Frank Chadwick's Eastern Theater of Operations philosophy, and there'll be way more information concerning this game. Multi-Man Publishing, A Victory Awaits, Operation Barbarossa, 1941. Designed by Tetsuya Nakamura. Tetsuya Nakamura also designed A Victory Lost and Fire in the Sky. This is a strategic game with chip pull mechanism. The game scale, units are division and 1 week turns. Solo compatibility of this game is very high, complexity is low, playtime is 3 to 15 hours, and the game also includes rules for 4 to 8 players. What we get with this box is 3 maps, 3 counter sheets, rule book, player aid cards, 2 dice, and a box and a lid. Ariete, the Battle of Bir el Gubi in Libya. Ariete is a tactical combat series game covering the Italian Ariete Division defense of Bir el Gubi in Libya on November 19, 1941. What comes in this box is the Tactical Combat Series version 4.01 rulebook, the Arietti game-specific rulebook, 12 scenarios, and what's interesting to me is that one of the scenarios involves the destruction of the 8 Bersaglieri unit. This was the unit that my grandfather served in World War II as a Bersaglieri. But I'll go on. You get 2 Tactical Combat Series charts, 1 full 22 34-inch color map, 280 counters, and a Ziploc bag. Front Towards Enemy is a game designed by Joe Chacon, developed by Nick Richardson. The map art is by Jordan Worley, and the counter art is by Nicolas Escoubí. Front Towards Enemy is a simulation that recreates tactical engagements during the Vietnam War at the scale of 50 meters per hex, 5 minutes per turn. Units represent fire teams, heavy weapon sections, leaders, vehicles, and helicopters. Front Towards Enemy contains 3 counter sheets of 5/8 inches, 2 unmounted map sheets 22 by 34 inch, 1 rulebook, 2 combat result tables, 1 helicopter table, 4 scenario cards, 2 D10s and 1 D6, and a box and a lid. Lock and Load. Shadows over Europe is a 2 or 3 player game simulating the diplomatic, economic, and military development leading up to and eventually being unfolded in World War II. Units are infantry, mechanized panzer armies, leaders, surface raiders, U-boat flotillas, escort groups, and convoys. Shadows over Europe is designed by Carl Johan Stromwell, and here goes Butcher Name Time, Blackveil Hird, and Mark von Marshall, and it's published by Lock and Load. This is a strategic game which involves area movement. It is card driven, and we have secret unit deployment. Compass Games, The War for the Union. This is the designer edition by Rob Baima. This is a strategic level simulation of the American Civil War. It's the second edition of a game originally published in 1992. The details of this game: the complexity is 6 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 8 out of 10, the time scale is 1 turn equals 1 month, the map scale approximately 22 miles per hex, unit scale approximately 5,000 men per strength points, number of players 2 to 4 plus solitaire, playing time an hour for introductory scenario, an evening for a 1-year scenario, and a weekend for the campaign scenario. We get 2 maps, each at 22 by 34 inches, 3 half sheets of 9/16-inch counters, 1 deck of 25 tactical cards, a rule book, a scenario book, 2 10-sided die, and Bitterwoods Designer Edition. This is the reprint of the 2014 game. Designers: Randy Heller, Bruno Sinigallo. Artists: David Pentland, Mark Simonich. So what's new to this game? Okay, new to this game are updated unit counter graphics, additional scenarios, an extended campaign game to allow the Allied counterattack to be fully realized. In addition to the 6 and 8 turn tournament games, Patton's famous relief of Bastogne can be recreated via scenario play. Specific rules include mechanized exploitation movement, hidden fuel dumps, leader units, reserves, random events, bridge demolition, Kampfgruppe Piper breakout, scores and Z infiltration, air power, and artillery support. Complexity: medium 5 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 8, time scale 1 turn equals 12 hours, map scale 1 hex is approximately 2 miles, unit scale primarily regiments and brigades, 2-player game, playing time the small scenario 3 to 4 hours, full campaign 8+ hours. What we get with this game is 2 22 by 30-inch maps, 3 sheets of 5/8-inch counters, rulebook, player's handbook, 6 player aid cards, 1 6-sided die, and a box and a lid. This doesn't fit in any category because it's not a pre-order or a new release, but I thought I'm gonna mention it anyways. Axes and Allies and Zombies. Avalon Hill, Hasbro. This is a design by Scott Van Essen, Mike Merles, and Ryan Miller. It's going to be published by Wizards of the Coast, and the mechanism is area control, area influence, and that's all I know about the game, but zombies and World War II. Joel Eddy of Drive-Thru Games is doing a review of GMT's Time of Crisis, the Roman Empire in Turmoil, 235 to 285 AD. Chits and Cats is doing an unboxing of Black Orchestra. This is a game by Philip Dubarry. The artists are Cody Jones, Dan May, and Lucas Soriano. It's published by Game Salute and Ludonova. The categories of a game like this would be spies, secret agents of World War II, and the mechanisms would be action point allowance system. It's a cooperative play, dice rolling, hand management, pick up and deliver, point to point, press your luck, and variable player powers. Kevin of Big Board Gaming is doing a shrink rip of the game Under an Iron Sky. Charles Cab of Historical Gaming is doing a Command & Colors Napoleonics solo version using Stuka Joe's solo rules. And talking about Stuka Joe, Saturday Night TV just got better because Stuka Joe's back doing a Old School Tactical Volume 2 by Flying Pig Games playthrough. This is parts 1 of 2. Nouvelles du Front, la web TV consacrée aux jeux d'histoire sur carte. This is a website from France, and basically what I said there is news from the front, and it's a web TV dedicated to historic board games. They are explaining in French episode number 60, Fields of Fire, a Ben Hull GMT game, the second edition. They're explaining gameplay. So for you French listeners, give it a shot. Gilbert Collins is doing a playthrough of the Gettysburg Campaign, an old SPI game, Lee Moves North. Joel Clifford Faust is doing an unboxing of Great War Commander. This is a World War I game which has the same system as Combat Commander, and he's also doing an unboxing of Battle Hymn Volume 1, Gettysburg and Pea Ridge, a Eric Lee Smith game. ERMJ 1986 is doing a playthrough of Absolute Victory War Conflict 1939-1945 War in Europe. This is a Compass game. The Gimpy Gamer is continuing Heroes of Nam Serious Firepower Part 3, a lock and load game. Callendale is continuing 1809 Napoleon's Danube Campaign, a Victory Games game. The War Game Reviewer has a video of the first BalotaCon. This was a war game convention taking place January 25th to the 28th, 2018 in the city of Badajoz in Spain. The review or the video is in Spanish. Marco Wargamer is doing a review of Raiders of the Deep, a Compass game. He's also reviewing a Jolly Rogers game called Iron Curtain, a game designed by Skold Peterson and Asgard Harding Granerud. Kyle Seeley is doing a review and a wrap of Hollenspiel's Hood's Last Gamble. The Player's Aid is continuing with a GMT game, Jim Crone's Space Empires 4X. This is the second episode of the Solitaire scenario. They are also doing an unboxing of Gato Leader, The Battle for the Pacific, a Dave Schuler game published by DVG. The Grogcast, Season 6, Episode 8, zooming in on the battle. Amongst other things, they discuss whether or not games about specific battles, Gettysburg, Stalingrad, and Waterloo, are too preordained in the way they're scaled, as though they are zoomed in too far. Thank you for watching, and bonjour la visite.